Okay there guys, today I'm just showing you an update on a project I had going on here. I've got two air conditioning units here, heat pumps I guess they're calling them. These are the modern type that's out now. These ones are made in China. They're just going to zoom in here on the ratings on them. There's the model number and everything. Output, amps, and these here, the SEER rating I believe is around 23, and SEER rating, that just basically shows you how efficient everything is. And they say this goes up, they can actually go up to about 26 I believe, but these are 23, so these are very efficient. A non-efficient unit can be as low as I think 8 is about as low as you can go. So they're both used for air conditioning and heating. As you see there, this unit on the left is bringing heat to the living room, and the one here on the bottom is taking everything down to the basement. Now each one of these units, my brother, he's an electrician, but he's also got a license to do these refrigeration units. And when we had it, it was about it was about +4 at one day. And he was checking the amount of electricity that was being used. And even though it was just a little above freezing, each unit was only using between like 500 and 700 watts of power each. So that is quite efficient. When you consider I have an electric fireplace up in the living room that basically heats the living room, and that's pretty much it in the winter, and that uses 1500 watts right there. So basically these units here for about the same amount of electricity can heat fully upstairs, which we have about 1,000 square feet, and the basement, which is about the same amount of heat as well, for the same amount of electricity that one unit would use, my electric fireplace would use in the living room. Now I do still have oil backup heat, but my furnace is actually, it's a few years old, it's not that efficient. It really hogs through food, or hogs oil a lot. So my idea is to get rid of that and mostly use with these units. Now these units will work up to -24 degrees Celsius. And which in Nova Scotia we very rarely ever have that issue. It gets that cold. There's the back of the units. I have them bolted down. We just put in some concrete screws, drilled some holes there with a concrete drill tool, and the units are all level. I leveled them off. They're on concrete blocks there, 24-inch concrete blocks. Now one unit I have a little farther away from the wall than the other, but they're both exact the same distance from the wall, and they're both level and square and everything. So that was the main thing. Not a big wide difference or anything. So I'm just going to back up here and take a look. There's another look at the units there from the end of the house. And here's a look at my house in full. So it's only about 1,000 square feet. I got 2 bedrooms upstairs, and I got like a living room area. Got a bedroom downstairs, plus an office, plus a furnace room, plus another second bath down there too. So anyhow, that's showing your side view. Ignore that garbage can there. That was just some a can I had. There was some junk in it that I haven't put in the house yet. So anyhow, we're just gonna go inside, take another shot from this end. As you can see, one of them is a little bit farther away from the wall than the other, but no big deal. So we'll go inside and take a look at the unit. Alright, so here's my unit in the living room. And right now I got it set for 20 degrees, but we have some sun coming in through the windows, so it's actually not coming on right now. That's Celsius, of course. And it just kind of blows the heat down through here, the hallway. So we kind of try to put it in the ideal location to kind of heat pretty much everywhere's in here. Kitchen area's in there. When the unit comes on, it actually will circulate the whole air in through the home. And it makes it quite evenly, surprisingly. It doesn't give you like a lot of patch areas or anything like that. But the heat actually comes in through the top of the unit. Not the heat, but the air. Through the top up here. So it got sucked into the top. And if you open up this panel here, see if I can open this thing up. Here you go, there's an air filter there that comes out. Like a dust filter. It gets dusty. But again, that's just the refrigerant from outside is coming in and heating the, I don't know the specific term of it, what it's called. I'm not an expert on this. It's like a coil. And then the air is like brought through that and it acts as a heating unit. Now it also, in the summer, will act as an air conditioning unit. It will actually take the heat out of the air and take it outside. And there's also a dehumidification program on there too. Now this is the remote control. Remote control is pretty basic. It's not LED backlit, which I would have kind of liked, but you have different modes from your air conditioning, temperature-wise, dehumidification, air conditioning. It's got a turbo mode, which basically will put everything on high power really quick to get your room either cooled off quickly or heated up quickly. You can adjust the fan speed. You can adjust the louvers, which are those little fins here on the bottom. You can have those louvers move up and down to kind of like wave the air through, or you can have them pointing up or down, depending on what your needs or desires are for the room. Now with this unit here, what I've been using here is like a wave technique where those louvers will kind of go up and down when they're on, and that kind of like waves the air, the heat through the air. So now I'm just going to go downstairs and show you the downstairs unit. The downstairs unit there is not as high up in the air, and you can see here now the louvers should start moving here. And you see that? They move up. They move up slowly and down slowly. And that's just a way for that to circulate the air. And again, there's different functions on the remote for that. I mean, you can have them, again, placed all the way down, all the way up. You can have them so they blow through the center. So there's various different methods that you can use for that. Now down here, I don't like it doing the full blow down because blowing all the way down just ends up blowing down on the table and stuff. So I kind of keep it on more of a centrist blow. So it's blowing it's going on a slight wave by flapping up and down slightly. That's going to blow the air more directly straight, which is out here to my hallway, to my other bedrooms, to my laundry room. And again, this unit in the summertime, I'll probably use this one more for air conditioning, or actually dehumidification down here, probably the air conditioning mode upstairs. So this unit, that little unit there, will heat this room no problem. It'll actually heat this whole basement here quite well. And when you figure it's using, really, even on a fairly cold day, only 500 to 700 watts of power. Now the most of these draw, I suppose if it was like minus 20 or minus 24, which is the maximum temperature these things will work at, they can work on 1600 watts is the most power that these units will draw. But even at 1600 watts, you're still going to get more power, more heat output than what you're getting in my electric fireplace up in the living room. I'll just show you that for a sec too, just to pique your curiosity. Okay, so here's my electric fireplace in my living room. I've had this one for a few years. It's a nice, attractive unit. But efficiency-wise, I mean, yeah, sure, it's electric, so it's 100% efficient, but the power consumption on this, for the amount of heat you're getting out of it, is not quite really worth it. So it looks nice. I can turn it on without heat, and that works fine for me. Now, with these units here, again, I'm not a cooling expert or anything, so if I have my terms wrong or anything like that, you're going to just forgive me. So this is more just like a layman's view of it. But the efficiency on this can be up to 200 to like 250%. So it can actually take heat out of the air, even if the outside air is cooler than the inside air. So for example, it was like 32 degrees Fahrenheit, 0 degrees Celsius. It can actually draw heat out of the air. Up to, like I say, when it gets down to like minus 24, then it cannot draw any heat out of the air. So I'm not a refrigeration expert to explain exactly how that works, but all I know is that it is the truth. So that's the main thing. So again, I'm just going to go wide back here. So again, they're not too bad of a looking unit. I mean, they're it's nothing really that unattractive about them. They look halfway decent. They don't dry out the air. They move the air around the house very well. One thing I did notice with it, which is kind of interesting, if you're cooking in the kitchen, then where it draws in the air through the top of the unit, you'll actually feel or smell. You smell all your kitchen food there. It actually like recirculates all the air in your house to smell good. Now, along with this, I do have an air exchanger in the basement, so that also aids in circulating the air. So, yeah, folks, that's basically it. Thanks for watching. I'll put a link here to if you're in Nova Scotia, and if you're in the Valley area or in the HRM, Halifax metro area, I'll put a link in here to the fellow you can get a hold of to put these in. It just happens to be my brother. He's a licensed electrician who's also taken there's a refrigerant course that you take specifically for installing these units. You don't actually need a full refrigeration license to install these units, but you do have to take a course and be qualified. So my brother did a good job on this install. He's invested a lot into equipment and technology and testing devices and all the latest refrigeration supplies he's been using. So he's really doing a professional job at this. And if you're interested, I will send a link there for him so you can email them, and he can come back and contact you if you're interested in putting in one of these units. I'll tell you that his prices are very competitive, and you will not go wrong with having a unit put in like this. So thanks for watching, folks. Alright, so this is the second unit in the basement, and we're going to line this unit up with the open doorway over here, so the air will flow through here and cool off or heat and dehumidify the rest of the basement.
Drill in reverse. It saves you from destroying your siding.
So it's nice because you don't need a lot of power, I guess, to go through the. You don't need a lot of drill power going through the siding.
Because if you don't, you catch it and tear that go in the other direction.
Now when you're ready to drill it, goes the regular
way. The big key is to get a slight angle coming down from the inner hole.
And that allows the water to drain.
Yeah, because you have
the refrigerant stuff.
Or from the no, not from the refrigerant, but from the condensation to drain out. Yep.
Oh, nice.
All right.
Here's our unit from the top. Ready? Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Well, we've got our stand all secured now, and our heat pump sitting on top. We've installed our channels down the side of the house so that we can gather our pipes together and cut cables all out running through for each unit. And now we're going to get the pipes together, get the connections on, and start getting the vacuum pipes going.
Sounds good.